This episode is brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Zach Miller Agency. If you're looking for an insurance agent with a personal touch, someone willing to have the real conversations about what's important to you, assistance with submitting claims, and offering quality coverage options, Farm Bureau Financial Services, Zach Miller Agency may be the place for you. Whether you need home, auto, farm, commercial, life, or health insurance, we're here for you. Check us out at agentzachmiller.com. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agriculture Insurance Company.
Welcome back to another episode of Touching Base. I'm Zach Miller with my co-host Vance Neidig, and we are pleased to welcome Don Wisniewski and Troy Euler to the show. Tonight we're talking about one of Norfolk's biggest summer traditions. Big Bang Boom is turning 50 in 2026, and this year's event is shaping up as a 2-day Freedom Fest at Skyview Lake with live music, family activities, a Freedom Point dedication, and what organizers are calling the biggest show in event history. Troy, Don.
Bar none. Biggest, baddest boom fest ever.
I'm excited.
It's going to be great.
I see you're excited.
I am. I'm actually kind of nervous about this because there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
But thank God we got a good committee behind this whole thing, and we can delegate a lot of the stuff that goes on to a lot of these guys that are on the committee and have been for a long time. And thank God I got Troy on one side of the lake, myself on the other side of the lake, and good communication, but great committee and great community to do this in. And 50 years of boom.
That is crazy to think about.
I feel like I've been at every one.
Right. and you mentioned the committee. Have you guys had like the same committee most of the time? Has it been most of the same people?
Not in 50 years, obviously. But
No.
For since 1999, when Big Bang Boom was incorporated, per se. Actually, Troy, you and I are about the only ones left.
Only ones, yeah.
We had a long time. We had a lot of those folks for a long time. About the last 4 or 5 years, we lost members just due to retirement and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll tell you what. Once you get on the committee, you're on there for a long time. There was a lot of people that were with us for a long time, and which really helps because when you put an event like to just get out there after that many years, it just becomes routine. Mm-hmm. And then what else are we going to do? How are we raising the bar? What else did we add? And then you add people to do that. And okay, you take this, you take that. A lot of them I just dump onto Troy and say, Troy, just handle this.
I mean, it's delegation. It works.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I learned how to do that real early.
Yeah. It's hard. One of those things that's hard for me to do is delegation, but I've learned to do it because it makes things a lot easier on myself.
I'm the same way, though. It's like, hey, let me do that.
Right. You got to get your hands into everything.
So, but, in order to get that kind of a committee put together and give them a job, let them do it. And don't look over their shoulders. Just make them accountable for it. That's what works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
And it's all volunteer. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Troy, but I haven't made a dime on this. It's cost me more than anything.
It definitely has cost us.
It's a volunteer group of folks that dedicate a week of time on the 4th of July. Where do everybody else want to be? They either want to watch a fireworks show, they want to be at the lake, they want to do something like that. There's a pretty good bunch of us that I haven't had a 4th of July to celebrate anything for the last 35 years.
Yeah.
We've dedicated that kind of time, Troy and I both have, to.
And it's an all-year thing, right? Dedicating your time.
It is. 'Cause
Once a month.
Once a month. We meet the first Sunday of every month, all year long. And we haven't tried to kill each other, so it's
Well,
working.
that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
always a plus.
Yeah.
It gets testy. Wiz needs a Snickers.
Yeah. There's,
We keep them in the cooler and the ice.
yeah. And believe me, they do.
Yeah. That's good.
They bring me Snickers.
That's good. You got to have that ready to go.
Some are the bite-sized ones.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon we graduate up into the super size.
Yeah.
That's all right. I crossed the line. didn't
Pretty
I?
soon they're going to get you the foot-long one.
Yep,
And
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a fun group. It really is fun. It's and we've said this, especially on our documentary. It seriously is a family thing.
It is.
Yeah.
This is its own family that's been created a long time ago, and it's working.
That's good.
Yeah.
And the documentary, for people who don't know about it or haven't seen it, I mean, that's been out for how many years now?
Since probably 2020, 21?
For the documentary?
Yeah, because
It
we
was
did
during
it over
it
COVID.
was during COVID, yeah.
Yeah, so that's been out there for 5+ years.
What made you guys want to do that?
I kind of had the idea of of how do we preserve the tradition? How do we keep it documented? And Brittany, I just knew Brittany from the radio station, TV station,
Right.
Brittany Dawson, and this was kind of things that she did. So I just called her up one day and said, "Hey, I want to talk to you about this. Let's do a documentary." She said, "Hey, I love it. I love the idea." And she was a one-person show that did this and came up.
Really? Just one person?
Yeah.
She had a little help the day of the event at
For
the lake.
running cameras.
For running cameras and getting some extra footage, but she spliced, cut, music, all of it
And
herself.
and when you see this documentary, you'd think this was a Hollywood production.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Seriously, a Hollywood production. In fact, we went to a numerous
Film festivals.
film festivals, and she was talked by a lot of folks from the festivals came up to her and said, what'd you have for a budget? What'd you have for a crew? She goes, she told them the budget, which was literally peanuts.
Is nothing.
But she says, I was a one-man crew. And they said, no, there's no way you could have had this done for that type of deal. But she did a super, super job of putting that documentary together. And it's a 2-hour documentary.
That's good.
It's an hour, 45 minutes. You add commercials to it. It's a show.
Yeah.
And keeps your interest up real high. And she did just greatest. It was supposed to be a 1-year deal. It was supposed to be a short documentary, but it ended up being COVID.
Right.
So we had to move that year. We had to move the show out to Northeast Community
Community
College
College.
and make a drive-in show out of it.
Yeah. We put some big shells up in the air that year.
And we had 8-inch shells going up, and it was really cool. But that
Wasn't boom.
It wasn't boom. It wasn't
Yeah.
out at Skyview. Now that's the only year it hasn't been on the Skyview. So it ended up being a 2-year production, and we ended up taking it back out the next year. So we had cameras and microphones in our face for 2 years.
Yeah.
But it really did turn out good. It was cool. And I don't know how many times I've watched it, but actually this last weekend I was sitting at home and I watched it again. My wife looks at me and she goes, "Seriously?" I go, "Yeah. Yeah, I might have missed something the first time."
Right. I know the time commitment on that too, because even just editing little things in our stuff takes me forever. So
Right.
I get it. That's a time commitment.
Yeah, she put a lot of hours in this, did a
Lot of
super
hours.
job. In fact, what nobody knows, I just got a hold of her this week and asked her if she'd be interested in coming back to film this year's show and kind of put that as a bonus video and re-release the documentary with the bonus video of the 50th. So she got back to me with costs and what kind of commitment she would have, and so she's game to do it again if we can come up with the funds to do it.
That's great. Sweet. I think that'll be awesome. It's always good to document stuff like that.
It is, and then I don't know how many times it's been viewed, but anybody
few.
go and watch this thing, and it just
Website
kind
or
of gives them
YouTube.
gives them the total behind the scenes, what goes on in it,
Yeah.
and what it takes, what it came from, what it started. Doug Zastrow did a great job of he was a big part of that documentary, and he did a great job of explaining.
Well, tell them who Doug Zastrow is.
Well, Doug Zastrow, the very first guru out at Skyview Lake, Doug Zastrow and Orville Carlisle literally went to South Dakota and picked up fireworks
In 1976.
In 1976, in the trunk of a Chrysler New Yorker,
New Yorker, yep.
and went up there with $1,500
Really?
Smuggled them
he
back
has the
in?
receipt. Yes.
Yeah, he still has the whole
He
receipt
has
and
the
everything.
receipt and everything.
That's
And
awesome.
we do more than $1,500 a minute.
I was going to say, yeah.
But that was a big show. Back then in 1976 was a big show. And if you watch the documentary, he explains he was very nervous about what is this community going to think? It's going to be a shorter show, but it was a big show. And man, at the end of it, the sirens went off and the crowd went completely nuts. And it was like, okay, that was the start of something very, very cool for Norfolk.
Because back then
A
they were probably
tremendous tradition.
lighting by hand, right?
Yeah,
At
they
that
did.
point?
Light it with a flare and back away. The less the blast to annoy you, and let her rip.
Yep.
And that's how they did it. And then the progression, and that's what that documentary does, is show you what the progression does from hand fired to electric fired to digitally fired. And now we're doing not a lot of it. We do a lot of it. It's all wired. It's digitally, and a tremendous amount of a lot of it is done wirelessly now. So, and then what the shells have done, from cool shells to really cool shells in
Right.
different colors and stuff like that.
Yeah, the progression kind of watching that as I grew up going there, getting you got the big star shells and the different, the smiley faces and all that kind of stuff.
USA and
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big fireball at the end now.
All right, a little teaser. If you felt the heat last year, brace yourself.
You can feel the heat about anywhere on the lake.
Brace yourself.
It's
the only thing I'm going to tell you.
It's going to be warm.
Cinch some eyebrows off.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's just say they're going to be bigger and badder than before.
Well, good. Perfect. So let's talk about the flagpole, the dedication of the flag.
Yeah, this is a cool project that literally started about 15 to 18 years ago out at Big Bang Boom. Guy Ellsworth, and a lot of you guys know Guy Ellsworth, owns EBM out here. He always brought the crane out for us every year because we put up a 30 by 60 flag every year for the raising of the colors. We put a lot of attention to the raising of the colors during our program.
You mean to raise that for you?
And yeah, that way I don't have to bend over so bad. My back's killing me.
Part of being old, huh?
Yeah, it is. So Guy Ellsworth came up to me one year after he had brought the crane out here and says, Wiz, we need to put a permanent flagpole up here. He says, this costs too damn much to bring this crane in. And I knew it cost a lot to bring a crane in. I mean, think about that. It's a couple $1 million of crane he brings in there and takes it off a job site. So I said, that's a heck of an idea. So what we did is we put a conceptual drawing put together and got all the numbers put together to put up a 120-foot flagpole and got all the price together. And then life got in the way and it got put on the back burner. And it sat there for the last 15 to 18 years. And last year, after Boom, Thomas Landkammer, I call him Flag Boy, came up and he says, Wiz, you remember that flagpole we were going to put up? I go, yeah. He goes, we need to do that. Now, the light turned on. This was a year ago. Next year's Boom's 50th. Oh, my God, you're right. It's the 250th. Yep. Oh, boy, we better make this thing happen. So we had to redesign the whole thing, put a new drawing together. We got Alex and Heather Weaver involved with this because of Guaranteed Landscaping, local company, and said, let's redesign this thing and get this thing going. So here's what we did. We're going to do a 122-foot flagpole instead of a 120-footer. And why, you ask? Well, you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
Why? Why is it going to be 122 instead of 120?
122-footer. Most people don't realize this, but we lose 22 service member every day to suicide. So instead of 120-foot, we're going to 120-foot. So that's the significance of that.
It's a very good idea.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's going to be put up on the north side of the lake, right by the parking lot. So on the south side of that parking lot, between the parking lot and that main shelter that's up there. And it's going to consist of not only the flagpole, of course, but a lot of landscaping around it. And we are selling bricks. They're the 10-foot circle inside, right closest to the flagpole, is 6 equal pies with the 6 emblems from the military on that you could purchase one of those. Those are $7,500 a piece. There's only 2 of those left. We just started this project a few weeks ago, a month or 2 ago. Then there's six black granite benches. You can sponsor one of those. Those are $10,000. Those sold like almost overnight.
I bet.
And it surprised me. I thought it was going to be hard to sell those. No, people, and so they have the whole back of the bench that they can put whatever they want on there. And then the flagpole, we went and pitched it to the Rotary Club that we'd like to see them sponsor the flagpole, and that was $20,000. And they said, yeah, we'll do that. And then we have rows of bricks. The first row inside is 12 by 12 bricks. There's $500. You can put anything you want on them as long as it's not profanity.
Yeah.
We're not going to allow that. But 12 by 12 bricks, and then there's 8 by 8 bricks. Those are $250. And then 4 by 8 bricks are $100. So I think it's really kind of hit about anybody that's got a budget of any kind, all the way from $100 all the way up. We are looking for one of the last sponsor that we want to do is the landscaping sponsor. We have a $30,000 price on the landscaping, and we'll put a couple of 12 by 12 plaques out there with your name on it if you want to do that.
That's a really good idea.
And the goal of this thing, obviously, is this is going to be Norfolk centerpiece. But the other goal of this is we're trying to get about $50,000 to $60,000 over and above the actual cost of the whole thing put in there as a perpetual fund, so that I or anybody never in the future ever has to ask for another dollar to replace a flag. The flags are $1,500 to $1,800 a piece for a 30 by 60. And I don't want anybody in the future to ever have to ask for dollars to replace a flag. So there's a perpetual fund that we want to put together that supplies a flag on an annual basis.
It's a really good idea, too.
So we're going to sell bricks probably for the next literally 5 years, but we only have about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks max, to get the bricks ordered. If you want your name on there, to put that in there for the dedication, which will be on July 4th, right before Sammy Kershaw. Toby May gets done at 7:30, and Sammy Kershaw goes on at 8. So that 30-minute in between is the flag dedication ceremony. So if you want your name on that brick, it's going to have to be ordered within the next week or two here. And then, of course, we'll sell them for the next 5 years if we have to. Take out a blank, put one in if you decide to buy one.
Where should they go to buy one of those?
You know, we have 4 locations with the little brochures that are in Lewes, at the grocery store at Lewes. They're at Elkhorn Valley Bank. They're at the Chamber of Commerce and at their VFW. So those 4 locations are there. Or you can go on like the Norfolk Daily News, and there's a website linked to it. You can print one of those forms off and fill that out. And then we'll get that ordered and put it in. But that's the idea to do this thing. There's over 4,000 bricks total in this project. And we need more bricks sold because we're only about, I think we're less than 200 bricks are sold.
Oh, really? It's only at 200?
Yeah.
So get out there and buy some bricks.
We need the bricks
Put your
sold.
name in history books.
I keep telling my wife, if we don't sell more bricks, she has to fund this project. And I get the look.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's a really cool idea, though. I'm glad it got brought back. And Thomas is really patriotic. He definitely keeps up with the flag stuff.
Yeah, I just met with him now, and you know he's got a pretty good plan put together. If it's really windy, we're going to fly that 30 by 60 flag 24/7, 365 days a year. But if it's a windy day or if there's a storm coming in, he's responsible for taking it down and.
Oh, he's going to love being able to be responsible for the flag.
He's all over it.
How many people does it take on a flag that size to raise and lower?
You know, I don't know because I haven't done it, but it's going to take
Probably a
about
lot easier
6
with a crane.
It's probably 10 at least.
It'll take
I was gonna
it'll
say.
take 6 to 10 people to manage
Well,
that, depending on what the weather's like.
Typically, what we do too when we were raising it on the crane is put a big tarp down. You put a big tarp down so it didn't touch the ground, and so then we'd have boom members that would help stretch it out, get it ready to go up. So he's going to need help when he does it. It's not a one-man job.
It'll be in a crate. It'll be in a 4x4 crate, but so if it's taken down, it just gets put in there quick and then go right back up.
Right back up.
Every so often, it's going to have to be repaired. You know, if it starts tethering. The last thing I like is a tethered flag, so it'll come down and get repaired.
Put it in perspective, a 30 by 60 size is a volleyball court.
Okay. So it's a big flag.
That's big.
Yeah, it's a big flag.
I'm kind of surprised they're not more. The flags aren't more expensive than that. Then with that being that big, that's kind of wild.
They're about 1,800.
Yeah,
that's
about
what he was
$1,800.
saying. Yeah.
Gazelle's just bought one, so
Yeah. It'll
That's
look
gonna be
cool.
really cool
You'll see
dedication.
that from a long ways because Skyview out there is on kind of a crest. So I think it'll be viewed it'll be able to
especially
see
if you're
for a
coming
long
in from
time.
the north end of town. You know, coming from the north going south. I don't know how much from the west because where the water tower was, there's a pretty good hill there, but it'll be interesting.
To give you an idea, this flagpole over here at Lewes
Yeah, we can
is
see it.
70 footer.
Okay.
We're going with a 122
Right.
footer.
It's another 52 feet higher.
And
Another
then,
5 stories.
It's like tall.
did I miss? Did you talk about how it's lit up for 24/7?
Yeah. There's 4 big LED floodlights that will be on a timer or a photo cell.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be lit up and it should look good, and you will see it from a long ways away.
I was gonna say we'd be able to see the lights kind of shooting up into the sky.
Yeah, it looked like
I'm sure.
what do you call that? The pyramid or whatever in Vegas.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see
yeah.
that from
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
Light it up.
Yeah,
That'll be fun. At least you'll be able to see it and
but
be
it's
a nice little centerpiece for Norfolk.
but it's a cool project for folks that it's zero entrance. So we have big wide sidewalks coming in. So for instance, if anybody is maybe handicapped or in a wheelchair, they'll be able to go roll right up in there and spend some time up there, reflect if they want to do whatever they want to do. But we're doing it for the right reasons. It's for the right people, the ones
Definitely.
that got us here.
Definitely. That is good. When you, and we kind of talked about this, but when you say that this is going to be the biggest bang boom in history, what does that actually mean in real terms to you guys?
Oh, well, more so probably the whole event overall, obviously. But we have worked diligently for the last 5 to 8 years, Troy, probably on making sure that we financially or fiducially are very, very responsible with the money that's raised. And we have tried to do our best part. Number one, to raise the bar every year, but to save money to build a reserve, for lack of better words, so that when you run into a banner year like this, you can up. The only way to make a fireworks show better is put more into it.
So put more money
Put more in
into
the
it, yeah.
sky.
Yeah.
So we've kind of figured out how much money we can pull out of a community. after 50 years, we know what we can get from the community. So we did reach out a little bit more on some of our sponsors and stuff, and says, please, 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 that's what you got to do. Please help us out a little bit more. But I think we've done a great job of trying to keep, I don't know, a few $100s, maybe a couple thousand in good years, and built that up. We literally doubled the size of our fireworks budget this year.
That's going to be crazy.
Literally. And we only added, what, 6 minutes?
Maybe
4 to 6
minutes. Yep.
So just
To
more
the
more
left
light
of
in
it.
the sky.
It's going to be loaded.
Yeah. It'll be hot. That's what we call it. It's going to be a hot. It's almost going to be like a half hour of finale.
Just a finale the whole time.
I was going to say,
Let's
I
say
prefer
thousands
just
of more
salutes.
salutes.
Just give me a bunch of salutes.
Bunch of
salutes,
I want
yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah.
Just boom, 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 boom.
We had a
I don't
committee
care about
member,
the color.
We had a committee member that says we do all salutes. That's all we need.
Yes, I would be all about that.
that would work. That would work.
Yeah. So that's what it is. And then the other thing we did for the last numerous years, we've always bring in some pretty good entertainment, but we've kept that kind of on a local level. Maybe reached out a little bit on a regional level, but this year we brought in national acts.
Right.
So with Saturday night's headliner, Sammy Kershaw, really can't get much better than that because you're going to know every song he sings.
Right.
You know, he's got a lot of hits.
How were you guys able to get him to come do this? Obviously, besides
Paid him.
Begged him and paid him.
I was going to say besides money.
Yeah. He was somewhat reasonable. He didn't really break the bank.
Right.
We just had to do a lot more fundraising and
Well, we had the Visitors Bureau stepped up huge this year.
big time. That's what helped.
I mean, none of this happens with these national acts if the Visitors Bureau doesn't help us out. And was when in a typical year, what do we throw out there for a number that financial impact to the community with 20 to 30,000 people? I mean, we're hoping to have between 60 and 100,000 people here this year.
Yeah.
So
And the economic impact of that. And we did a study quite a few years ago.
Right.
That same 15, 18 years ago. And it was like a $1.4 million economic impact for the city. That's back when it was a one-day event. Now it's a two-day event. So we're putting more heads in beds and reaching out further. We advertise. We spent a lot of effort on advertising outside that 50-mile radius to bring more people in. So, I'd be very disappointed if we didn't double our crowd from last year. So we had a great crowd last year.
So doubling the crowd, is there going to be any parking restrictions? How is that going to work out?
Funny you should suggest that.
yeah, let's talk parking.
That is going to be probably one of our biggest challenges. Obviously, where's these people all sitting at the park? We can fit a lot in there, but where are you going to park them all? So we've done. We got a little bit creative this year, and we're going to use. We kind of are teaming up with Northeast Community College, which have been great people to work with. We're parking people out there, and we are working with
Aero stage lines.
Aero stage lines. We'll start 2 buses right away in the day, and we'll add 2 additional buses by 4 or 5 o'clock, somewhere in there, and have those buses. In fact, next week we get to hop in one of those buses and drive the route, time it to see what time it's going to take to get from point A to point B. But the college is working on it. They're going to have people out there to help get people to. We're going to have 2 locations at the college to pick up and drop off. And then it's 1 location out at Skyview Lake. They're going to come up, turn up on 19th Street, turn around. There's kind of a little cul-de-sac up there, turn around and park right there, and they'll be able to load and unload right from there. But in order to make that work, we're demanding the public we're not going to allow them to park on anywhere up and down Maple Street, all the way from 13th all the way into the park. So that way, 2 buses back and forth. If you park on one
meet each
side,
other.
it couldn't happen.
Right.
So we're going to eliminate the parking on Maple Street all the way in and out so that those buses can come in and out very regularly and go from there. And the public's not going to be allowed to come in off of 18th and Maple
yep.
into the park. Now, this is the help we need on advertising this, but we're going to ask the public, they're going to come off of 25th Street into that back, what we call the back 40 parking lot,
Yep.
the big area
The free
out
parking,
back, the free
yep.
parking. They'll have to come in off of 25th Street, and we'll have a number of trolleys that just run back and forth to bring them up to the front of the place. The other thing we did, Troy, the buses here locally.
The Norfolk Area Transit is going to run a holiday route, I guess is what they're calling it. And we're going to pick up out at Mid-City,
Okay.
and they're going to run back and forth, and they'll drop at the same place that the Aero Stage Lines is. So those 2 parking lots, and then kind of looking, I'm sure more people will park in the neighborhoods. There happens to be a big parking lot just east of 18th and Prospect that people probably will use. There's Our Savior, it's the preschool now with the school.
Oh yeah.
There's a parking lot there that's not a far walk up the hill. I guess I've gone to events and had to walk a long way, so
That's not too bad. You can park,
honestly, you could park up at up on 25th and Benjamin at the eye clinic now. It used to be a bank. There's parking there, so people have to get a little bit creative. But the big thing is Maple will not be open to traffic to come into the lake. Everything will come off of 25th Street. We will have our paid parking off of 18th Street, and we will have that on Friday and Saturday. Normally, it's just Saturday. So,
what's the difference between the paid parking and you guys are doing a VIP package, right? VIP tickets?
Yeah.
Is there different parking with that?
Yeah, they'll get a good up close seat. That'll be yeah.
You might want to buy a ticket for that one.
Right.
I might want to buy a ticket for that one.
The good thing is I'm close enough to be able to walk.
Oh, sure.
But it's still a good
Yeah.
distance. But
Yeah.
it's a good walk, not having to drive back, and we can
Right.
kind of get out of there. So it's
Right.
Vance didn't like to
Taking
walk
as
last
long
year,
to walk
but
home is set and wait to get out. So
And I don't know, what are we charging per car on that paid parking? Is it $10 a car?
I think it's $10.
I think we should go to 20.
It's gonna be premium.
you could probably get about whatever you want.
It's a
wanted out
premium
of it,
this
to be
year. I
honest.
don't know. So
Feel
why
like you're
wouldn't
at
we
a Husker,
double it?
Feel like you're at a Husker game.
We doubled the fireworks show.
Yeah.
Why not double the parking?
Go ahead and price gouge. Let's go. Let's do it.
All right.
And carpool, right? Tell people to kind of carpool.
you know,
Oh yeah, definitely.
I
want
think
to
we can get
carpool.
like 1,400 vehicles. Is that right? Does that sound right
out
in
in
that
the
paid
north,
parking?
not in the paid.
700. A lot.
There's
a
at
lot,
least
but-
like
but
400.
it's really
we can get
close.
at least 400, 450.
Yeah. So I mean, if you do this right now, the problem is it's going to fill up. So get up there early and park in that area. Now we do have handicap parking on that main shelter, and by law, by all codes and everything, we have to supply I think it's like 7 handicap parking lots or spots. We supply like 70,
In that.
and that fills up.
Yeah.
And at 8 o'clock, after it fills up, and somebody's got a handicap sticker, will they get to park in there? No, you can't. It's full.
There's nowhere. Yeah. It's
So
full.
they'll just have to go out back and hop on a trolley and come back up. But
Right.
But
At least you guys are doing that. I mean, that's the buses, the trolleys. You guys
Yeah.
really thought this out.
yeah, really have. And we got a lot of help, on parking and trolley driving and all that kind of stuff. It takes a lot of people to pull this off. Hundreds,
Oh yeah.
literally. And it's
Between
the
the
4th of
people
July
helping
when
with
you
the
don't,
parking and yeah.
you don't want to come and work.
No.
But there's a lot of people that do. So thank God. We wouldn't have this without them.
That's awesome. You guys have a lot of buy-in. How many people do you guys think, as far as volunteers, do you guys have for the full event?
We figured this up a few months ago. We figured it's right at 200.
Wow.
Yeah. So give or take, depending on how many show up.
Right. Right.
And how much more work Troy has to do because he has to fill in for somebody. But, our committee is 40 people. It's almost 40 plus now.
Wow.
So we got a good committee. That helps big time. But think about this, the security for that.
Right.
Now, if you double the people you have out there, you better double the security you have out there. So
Which we have, yeah.
We've hired a security company out of Hastings to come and help us with. I think there's 14 security officers
At
coming.
least, yeah.
Because it's
Sheriff's Department will be on lake all day. The PD will be there. Norfolk PD will be there until they need to get to their positions for parking, getting out, and things.
Does the security team, do they provide paramedic too, or is that just security?
Norfolk Fire will be out with the paramedics. The hard part is once it gets full, it's hard for them to get around, even with the UTV. So, and we will also provide a pretty full-blown first aid station as well. So staff with a nurse and
Good.
that.
but if something goes wrong, where do you bring a helicopter in?
Well, right.
LifeNet.
Yep.
We have that figured out.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So we have all of that figured out. The ambulances and the routes.
You
and-
guys thought of everything.
yeah. Where would you land somebody? Can't land them in the middle of people.
Right.
But we have that figured out. It's in an undisclosed location until time happens.
Right.
But we've had all of those conversations with local and county and
With wanting to double all this, are you guys going to add more speakers around the lake this year?
what we've done is brought in a pretty good sound system at the stage that is supposed to handle maybe out a little bit further. But what was it, 2 years ago?
We bought some
invested in
really nice speakers.
Yeah, we call them the thumpers.
Yeah, they are. It's
So we've replaced the dike on the east side of the property with these new thumpers. And then the ones that we were using on the dike, we've doubled and tripled up going from kind of the stage back around to the west side a little bit further.
Okay.
So we're trying to get maybe, I think we talked about maybe putting some of those a little bit further to the west. But what would help, and it doesn't happen, is this broadcast on the radio stations. Mm-hmm. Bring a boombox out.
Right.
Nobody has a boombox anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're not
can't-
wrong.
It's hard to get the radio on your phone.
Yeah, we forgot again last year, and I tried to pull up on the phone, but there's so many people out there you can't get any
there's not
service.
here, yeah. No.
If you know the right password, I can get you internet, but you're not going to know the right password.
Right. Exactly.
But that's an issue. Literally, is getting it to everybody to hear it, because it's simulcasted to music. And the pre-show, we really put a lot of dedication in the pre-show with the raising of the colors and honoring our sponsors, our star sponsor program and stuff like that. It's a big part of it. And it's a fun part of it. And we blow some fireworks up and give every level a little bit of a folly, and you got to recognize them, because that theory of ask somebody for $1, thank them for it, you'll probably get it next year.
Right.
And that's what's important to Boom, is
Just a buck.
just a buck makes it happen.
So
Literally.
So with it being it's also America's 250, obviously too. So like you were talking about, that's a huge thing. Have you guys? I know there's a bunch of like veterans organizations and stuff out there that are doing a lot of stuff across the country throughout the year. Has anybody had conversations or thought about it, or maybe wanted to bring like some sort of traveling memorial or something? I don't know if that conversation had ever happened, or
Well, we do have a set of folks coming in that are
Veterans. It's
veterans. They're riding bikes
they're
all the way
trails
from
to
trails trails to
but they're veterans. They're coming from
they're going from coast to coast.
coast to coast on the
And
Cowboy Trail. Is
they
where
do
they're
this
gonna
every
come through
year, don't they,
Nebraska.
Troy?
Yeah. But their stop this year is at our event.
okay,
So they're going to go into Battle Creek on Friday, and then come in that night Friday, and then they'll be in Saturday all day for the event. And so we're going to recognize them on stage as veterans that are doing the Rails to Trails or
Rails to Trails.
Rails to Trails, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And I
they're
think
going
there's
across
6 of
old
them.
rail. I mean, like the Cowboy Trail stuff. Yeah, 5 or 6 of them.
And then
So that's kinda cool.
for the flagpole dedication, we're working with the Vets Home out here. They're going to bring, hopefully, if this all comes together, they're going to bring a bus of their residents along with the American Legion riders. We're going to stage them at an undisclosed location and get them a police escort into the lake in time for those folks to get off the bus, and those veterans that are out here locally, at least, to come out and be part of or participate in the flag dedication ceremony.
That's a great idea.
So 588 cars last year was in the paid parking. So
Suzanne is listening. She left here and went. She must have turned it on.
So it must still be working.
I think I planned it out for 700 cars. They must not be parking them right.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But the other thing is we've had to work with the neighborhood up there,
Yep.
and with these buses coming in, we're working with those folks. We really appreciate their willingness to work
Yep.
with us. I don't think this is going to be an annual thing to bring these buses in and out, but we haven't made any promises. But I don't think that's going to happen. But with this many people and stuff like that in town, if we don't think of everything, we'd have a black eye if something happens and we didn't think of it. So a lot of planning.
How far are you expecting this draw to come from? Like, are you expecting to draw from
states
states
away.
wide?
Oh yeah.
I'd be very surprised if we didn't have a 6-state area.
Wow.
Yeah.
We
Because
already,
we're
we
advertising
already
now.
do have. If you were to drive through the parking lot and look at plates, we already have a pretty good draw.
Really?
From out of state.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
Yeah. And then the fact that NCN broadcasts it. So we have one of our members, Jerome, is deployed.
Yep.
So wherever he will be, they will have a watch party. So we're watching this. Obviously with NCN broadcasting it, it's watched worldwide.
Live. Yeah.
So a lot of years we get reports or emails that says, "Thanks for the recognition. Thanks for honoring doing what you guys are doing from Afghanistan."
That's great.
Because they do a watch party.
Right.
So it's viewed from quite a few people. I mean, I wish I knew how many people actually viewed it, but I can guarantee you there'll be 100,000 people viewing this year.
That's great.
Now, it doesn't necessarily mean they'll be at the lake.
Right.
Right.
Believe me, there's decks and patio parties
Oh, right.
all over the place.
Right.
But it'll be viewed from quite a few people.
That's 100,000 people watching Big Ben. You guys, I mean, does that make you nervous at all?
Think about it.
Right.
There's I don't know, Garth Brooks doesn't perform for 100,000 people
Right.
at a time.
Right. That's what I mean.
Troy does.
Yeah, sure.
This is just normal.
With this lasting, 50 years, a lot of things don't last quite that long.
Right.
How do you think, with other community events fading out, how this one stayed the course?
Leadership,
Troy.
loyalty to, I think loyalty to Boom and loyalty to the country. I mean, we're very patriotic. We got quite a few people that are military people, and if they're not, we're all supportive of military. So I think it's the one thing I think we can all still hang on to.
Yeah.
Is supporting our country.
Yeah, and we do it for the right reasons. We're celebrating the United States birthday, and this is for a lot of people. It's one in a lifetime situations to belong or to be part of a 250th celebration. I know a lot of us probably remember in 1976. That's when this started. That was to commemorate the bicentennial.
Yep.
And I was a pretty young guy back then, but I barely remember it.
Right.
I was 8.
But I guarantee you, I won't go for another 50 years. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
So, it's a great tradition. And one of our taglines is the tradition continues. And it's a good committee that puts it all together, all for the right reasons, celebrating the right thing. And Norfolk, I would tell you, and that supports this so great. If you watch our documentary, one thing I want to bring up too is the fact that we're bringing Doug Zastro back out of retirement. We're not going to let him sleep through this show. But back in the day, and this was probably in the late '90s, we worked with Grucci's out of New York for the fireworks. A lot of people remember the Grucci, and they told us by far Norfolk had the largest per capita fireworks show in the nation. Well, that says quite a bit for Norfolk.
Right.
That comes together and everybody throws that buck in there, and we celebrate the 4th of July and the independence of the United States in the right way and in a major way. But now, going back to Doug Zastro, he was the one that did this the very first year in 1976 and did it for a long time until probably 2000, 2002, somewhere in there when he went his direction. We went away from Grucci's back in that, I don't know, somewhere around 2000, 2022 or something like that. He stayed with Grucci's and did a lot of shows with those folks, but he's since retired from that. What's cool is one of his daughters, if not both of them, still work with Grucci's and do a lot of fireworks. But we got a hold of Doug and said, Doug, we need your help this year. And he goes, what do you need? The very first year he did a set piece. And we said, we need a set piece done. He lit up like it was Christmas morning. And, well, what do you want? I said, well, we need to do a America 250 logo. He's got it all designed, how many lamps it's going to take, how many inches of quick match it's going to take, how many 2x4s it's going to take. This thing's going to be 20 foot by 30 foot, and it's going to go halfway up the hill behind the command center up in that area, and we're going to have this 20 foot by 30 foot set piece, which is set piece is you slide it and it looks like it's lit up. It's not a firework. It's fireworks, but they just glow. They just go for about a minute, and you will see
a whole bunch of sparklers that'll be in the logo and say 250.
That'll be really cool.
It's going to be really cool.
So we're doing that, and then hopefully if it works out, we'll do a U.S. flag also. So we have two parts in our show that we've scripted these into it. But this 250 logo is going to take like 1,600 lance, and a lance looks like a pencil, and they go for about a minute. 1,600 of these things have to be put on this set piece. And then stood up. I'm going to call Troy over from the north side and say, help us stand this thing up.
It's going to take a while to put together, huh?
Oh, yeah.
It will. We'll do this ahead of time. And there's just little things like, okay, we doubled our fireworks budget. We don't have enough racks to do it.
We got to build racks.
We're going to have to build racks. So we're going to have to build some extra racks. We don't have enough firing system. So we got a hold of J&M, the folks we use, and we already have it in hands. We got double our fireworks firing system that we normally use.
Because J&M's your supplier, right?
Correct.
J&M's a supplier of the fireworks and the firing system and stuff. But we build our own racks. We'll do that here. So all of those things we got 2 months to get this stuff all done.
Right.
So we'll have some work nights out at the shop. But that's all part of it. That committee gets together and it builds camaraderie, and we all do this together and have fun. There may or may not be a cold Pepsi or iced tea.
A few barley pops.
Yeah, barley pops drank during work nights. But that's part of it. That's that camaraderie that we have and that family atmosphere that when we get together, it's fun. Otherwise, why would we do this?
Well,
This is
right.
kinda
It's got to be
humorous.
fun. Or it won't,
Yeah,
you know.
it's really cool how we've kind of backfilled. I think Wiz wants to be done here soon, and eventually I will. And I feel confident in who we've backfilled, in the younger leadership that have stepped up. That we're getting the right people on the committee. That it'll continue on. It'll continue on, and we shouldn't falter. I don't think, but it's hard to give up because it's a lot of work. But when you see the finale go, and it's even for me, and on the documentary, I think even say this, it's not even the show. It's after that last thing goes off, and the crowd roars, and you're just like, this was really cool.
It's like you just performed a concert or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. It's just like, yes, so.
I don't promote what some of these rock bands do. They want to smoke and drink and all that stuff. But I tell you, when you get done doing a show like that, you have to come off that high. Mm-hmm. And we go around and we're high-fiving each other and all this and all that. And now we're looking at 4 to 6 hours of teardown.
Yep.
All right, there may actually be, once we leave the lake, there might actually be a barley pop or two.
You almost have to after 4 that long a teardown.
But
Gotta hydrate.
After you do that show, just like Troy says, that crowd roar is our thank you. That's our thing. And then we right away say, well, what can we do next year? Geez, let's wait a month before we do this. But we're already thinking about how to raise the bar for next year and make it better. This one's going to be hard to follow. It's going to be extremely hard to follow. So I hope the community doesn't get used to this kind of fireworks show, because we're going to draw that budget back down a little bit next year.
I think they'll understand with it being
But,
an anniversary year that obviously it's the 250 and the 50. So
it'll look a little different next year.
Yeah, but that's what's expected
Right.
this year, and we're going to give them a good show.
And from a vendor standpoint, we're probably going to have double the vendors. We're doubling up the bounce houses. Well, I think I've got U-Hop talked into about 30 pieces instead of 12.
As long as you get my funnel cake guy there, I got to have.
I'm going to have 2 or 3 funnel cake people there.
never run out of funnel cakes.
The funnel cakes is crazy because Bowman's Forever. My rule is at 9:45 when the pre-show starts, you've got to shut your outside trailer lights off. So they would rig up LED lights above their fryers, and they would cook through the whole shoot. And people would stand in line and watch the show because they'd been standing there for. Oh yeah, and they would be about the time the show was done, they were finishing their last person.
Wow.
So yeah, so we're going to do multiple funnel cake people.
That's good.
Mini donuts. I got a guy coming in. He's going to do catfish and crawfish and gator. The guy that's down at the county fair.
Oh, geez.
He's coming up from Louisiana. I just talked to him today. We got all kinds of stuff coming. Lots of barbecue. And we're putting in, again, the Visitors Bureau helped out huge. They gave us a improvement grant. We're going to bring more power out to the lake in that area. We're going to put about 800 more amps in for plugging in vendors.
Are most of the vendors local, or you got some coming from far away?
They're a little bit of both. Like I said, the Cajun guys coming from Louisiana.
Right, yep.
There's a lot of them because the fair is the next week. I get a lot of those guys, like the pizza guy and the Bloomin' Onion lady will be up there. They're going to be at the fair the next week, so it's kind of nice to grab those guys that are a little bigger. But we do. I mean, Hy-Vee wants to come up. They're going to set up. We have there's some people out of Pierce that are coming. I mean, we got a lot of local ones too. Leon's will be there. So it's a mixture. It really is. So, and this year is a lot different because typically I think I have about, throughout the lake, I have about 18 vendors, and we'll probably be closer to 30 this year just because of the amount of people.
Yeah, it's fun.
And that's a lot of work.
Let me ask you guys, how often have you been out at Boom? Have you seen it in numerous years in a row?
Yeah,
or
pretty much
skipped any?
since I was a kid. I skipped a few. I didn't go to the COVID one at the college, but most years I've been out to the lake.
What would you change?
Well, the one thing I mentioned was the speakers. Now that I've moved, I've gone to every side of the lake because one time we were on the other side, and then this last year we were on the west side, and we
West
couldn't
side's
hear
not
it.
very loud there.
Yeah,
we
we
don't
were
have
right by the
much.
bridge.
Yep, that's too far away. Yeah, we need to move more speakers that
Bring
way.
a boombox.
Yeah, exactly. I keep saying I'm going to buy one every year we go, and then I end up not getting one. Other than that, I think it's been a great thing. I don't feel like there's anything to change, but if you guys are...
So one of the things that we get beat up on regularly is after the show, the comments start is we weren't patriotic enough in our music. And the problem is most of, if you knew the songs we were picking, they had patriotic themes to them, but people don't know them. So it's hard for them to understand if they don't go listen to the song. So we've always tried to pick something. Granted, there's always, Frozen or something for the kids.
Yeah, you got to have something for the kids.
Yeah,
right?
and the kids get up and dance and stuff. But this year, it is hardcore. It's I told Brian Anderson, who does our kind of lines up and helps with the music, I said it'd be kind of nice to go through the decades of what was the most popular, songs
fun.
that were the patriotic songs. So he did work on that, and Lee Greenwood wins 3 of the 5 decades. So it's kind of like, well, we can't play the same.
You can't
song.
play it over.
Right.
But
Lee Greenwood over and over and over.
I mean, you
and over.
could.
I never get tired of hearing that song, but
Toby Keith and Put a Boot in Your Ass. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that would be, you could put that one on repeat
Yeah.
too. So, but yeah,
Is that
so
your
it's-
biggest complaint then? Like, is that?
Really, it is the patrioticness of.
I did not.
and it's
see
not a
that
lot
coming.
of people, but yeah, it's there. That's probably one of the biggest things that will. I mean, we've had people like, "Can we come and we want to listen?" And before it all starts, it's like, seriously.
Well, they want to. They want to
Oh,
pre.
they want input on the songs, and it's like, yeah, we got a group for that.
One year, quite a few years ago, I took a call the next day after a show, and this guy, and I wish he would come out and say who he was, because I'll never find out. But I get a call one day, and this guy is mad. He is ripping me a new one because we put up ASU in the sky. And I says, well, you don't like Arizona State University or what? And I says, well, let me guess, because you happen to be on the south side of the lake. He goes, well, yeah. Well, what do you think the guys on the north side seen? USA. True story. You can't make that up.
He was mad.
he was-
found your
and-
number.
Silent, and all I heard was a click.
Yeah.
so you know how you could get rid of that complaint, the ASU and then the patriotic. Just do salutes the whole time.
There you go.
don't have to have
Salutes.
music.
100% salutes.
Just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I
Might get some complaints then.
I
But
laughed so hard. I mean, it was like, I got him good. And the other thing is, what happens if you have bad weather? Last thing we want to do is have that show.
You've
in the
had to
tubes.
postpone a few, haven't you? In the
I
past
think
years?
we're up to 3 total.
2, yeah.
2 that I remember, and 1 before me, I think. But
Yeah.
so there was one year that it got called too early. In the 9 o'clock in the morning, they said, "Oh, the weather's bad. We'll call it." Ended up being a beautiful, beautiful night. It should have done it. That was before our time, actually.
Yeah.
But I was
Reminded my days of being president of the YMCA and calling it soccer.
learned your lesson.
Oh, yeah.
So we have
Called too early,
we put a protocol in place that at 6 o'clock the team gets together and decides if it's a go or not, so that people can get out of the lake if they have to. But don't call it too early.
Right.
But
you
don't
never
call
know.
it too late. We called it too late one time, but we didn't know that the weather was going to do what it did.
Right.
That's
and-
a tough call to make, though, right?
It is.
With such a big event, that many people coming.
It is.
Yeah.
And for as far as some of them come, and a lot of times, I mean, we called it, and we follow up and go on Sunday, and people are like, "Well, I took Saturday off. I can't be back tomorrow," and it's like, well, we can't really do it because it's not safe. So, yeah.
It's all part of it.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
A lot of thinking going into it.
You can't put on that great of event without some headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I even hate to say this because this is what we dread. We have some pretty good protocol in place for the emergency, what do you want to call them, triggers or whatever, so that if something happens, we have protocol in place at our Harlan-Ty committee, and we share that with all the local PD and the county and everything.
Fire.
They all know fire. They all know what it means if we call certain codes and stuff like that. But one year, about 3 hours before the show, I got a text. We have an active shooter. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Wow.
You better have a plan in place.
Right.
And we had a plan in place, and it was handled within, I think, 15 to 20 minutes handled. And the threat was, it ended up not being a threat, but it was.
We had it checked out and verified.
And the local, county, and state got involved and got on top of it real quick, knew where it came from, the whole 9 yards. And it's so we have a lot of that protocol put in place too, because if, that's the black eye we don't want,
Right.
something happens. So we meet every year with everybody involved with it and have all of that conversation with everybody. And
This year we're already met twice, so with those guys. So, and bringing in, like we said, extra security. So
Was that from a more recent event, or was that longer ago? I didn't even
it's
know that
been
was
quite a while ago. Well, it never got talked about,
Well, right, exactly.
and nothing ever come of it, so we didn't
Yeah.
need to go
Yeah.
too far. So
Yeah, but
we were
but you have
fortunate.
to have-
It wasn't what they called it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. But you have to have those plans in place and stuff. I mean, any big event does.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, so they have to think about it. But you learn by doing it this many years. But the biggest thing we ask is just come enjoy the day and take your time getting out of there. You got all night.
yeah. No hurry.
Yeah, and just come and enjoy the show. It's a free show. I mean, we put on a free show.
Right.
Free everything.
Free everything. Well,
Well,
you got to buy your food.
Even funnel
Gotta buy your
cakes.
food.
I was gonna say,
Well,
that-
I don't get free funnel cakes.
no free funnel. Well, for you, I'll hook you up.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
What's
You look
something,
like you need a funnel cake.
Yeah, I know. I'm wasting
Or two
away
or
here.
three.
what's something that the public never sees that would like blow their mind about how much work it takes?
Oh boy, probably the hours put into even the setup. We start Tuesday after work, so like at 5:00. Now this is for a Saturday show, so we start Tuesday and put a lot of stuff up. The infrastructure show. Prior to this, obviously, there's a lot of hours getting there, getting the equipment out there. But Tuesday night, our committee shows up and starts laying everything out, and then we work all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, most of the day on Friday. It becomes an easier. We have one day built in case there is bad weather. But Friday is kind of a more relaxed day, and then Saturday is when everything gets hooked up, or what we call networked. So all the cables get plugged in, continuity goes, last checks, sound checks with radio stations.
These two would definitely. I watched them cable everything. They would. They
No,
would be good
I
on
already said I'm
Saturdays.
out.
Just I think a lot of the behind the scenes stuff of what it actually takes to set it up. It's weird because we start Tuesday evening, and by 3-4 o'clock in the morning on Sunday or Saturday night, it's back in the semi trailers.
Right. Well, it's a
like,
lot easier to
why
tear down
didn't
than
it
it
go
is
up
to
this
set
quick?
yeah.
But
Yep.
Yep.
and we used to tear down on Sundays. Well, we lost too much of our committee.
Right. Yeah, you got
So
to
you guys
do it
ain't
while
going-
they're there.
You ain't going home now, boys.
Nobody's
We're
going
staying
home.
until
It'll
it's
be
back
3,
in the
4
semi.
o'clock in the morning, and everybody's pretty motivated because they do want to go home at some point. So.
Yeah.
It never works the next day.
Right.
It's like, nah.
One thing, and in fact, we just met, I think it was today even on it, Volcraft. We're working with Volcraft on the south side of the lake where we put our command center and everything is. We have a big pad of concrete there, about a 32 by 50 pad of concrete. And we always have to put a tent up there. So we have our command center there where the firing system is all in. And we put a tent up behind that for us to sit in for lunch and stuff like that throughout the week. And then before the show, we have to tear that tent down because Chuck Froberg has donated this thing for us for a number of years. Well, we don't want to own that darn tent by blowing holes in it, from fallout. So we take that darn thing down, and so there's a lot of work to it. So I went to Volcraft this last year and says, hey, is there any way we could put up a lid over this? So they have graciously donated a entire structure for us to put up over that south side that's going to cover the entire 32 by 50 pad.
That's going to be great.
Sweet.
So now we don't have to put up a tent. The command center will be underneath it for inclement weather. Gives us a little bit more shade to work under. But at the same time, the city's going to be able to use that, put some picnic benches underneath that, and have a new structure to use for the general public to go out there and have a family picnic or something
Multi-use.
like that.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, and it's being primarily all donated, which is, again, when you ask this community for something, somebody typically steps up and says, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
So it's very gratifying to see the support and everything that we get from all of the industries and individuals and groups and stuff like that.
It's a very great town for that great community
Yeah, it really
surrounding
is.
area.
Yeah.
There's so many different causes. We have one coming up, our charity event's coming up, and we have people always helping us out with that. And it's just a great community for charitable
Yeah, it really is.
buy-in.
Everybody gets behind it good.
Yeah,
Thank God, because it's a tradition that I hope never goes away.
definitely.
And this year's definitely been. I mean, sponsors have really stepped up. It's been amazing.
Well, trying to double everything, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
that's-
sure they knew they had to,
Some
right?
of our bigger donors have doubled what they've
Yeah,
sent
totally.
in. I mean, it's literally, and it's really cool to see, and pretty special
Definitely.
that they trust us to do what we're doing and provide for the community for entertainment. And
And obviously, you guys want people there all day.
absolutely,
But when it comes to showtime, when should people kind of start getting to either Northeast or start coming down to the show to really get, so it's not a big mad rush to to get a spot.
6-ish.
Yeah. I mean, sooner
Literally.
is better, literally. I mean, and the thing is if you wait and you think you're going to get in that north parking, I mean, I don't know that that's not going to be full, you know, so you're going to be trying to find a spot. So to me, because there's the amount of food that's there and the entertainment and everything that's going on, there's no reason not to come out there and pick your spot and sit down and just be out there for the day.
It's a huge family picnic.
It is. It is.
And with all the fixins.
And come meet some new friends.
And no fireworks.
Yeah, don't bring fireworks.
And
no booze.
no alcohol on Saturday. That's, we don't need that. Let us do the fireworks.
Yep.
Leave the alcohol at home. We just don't need that problem.
Right.
As much as we all want it, we don't need it. It's a family picnic, and we need to keep it that way.
Yep.
We're going to provide great entertainment, a world-class fireworks show for free. Doesn't get much better than that. That's the American way.
What does it mean personally for you two to be on the committee right now to steward this 50-year tradition?
Wow. It's I don't know. It's just being part of such a long tradition for what we're doing, for the celebrating a nation's birthday. Just being part of a group that is providing an entertainment level that we do. I don't know. Doesn't get much better than that. I mean, we get to blow stuff up for the right reason.
That's funny. Yeah, that's the great part.
It's really been an honor. I mean, this will actually be my 30th year of being in charge of it, as far as chairman of it or president of it, whatever you want to call it. But with a great committee and everything, it's made it very easy. And I think I was involved with it a little over 5 years or 5 or 6 years prior to that. So who donates their time or who dedicates that kind of time? There's a few of us that do,
It takes special people.
It's cool to be part of a community's tradition. I don't know.
I would say, from my standpoint is I think it's going to be cool to be part of history, that we did something for Norfolk that's bigger than Norfolk.
Bigger than us.
Bigger than us. It's the 250, it's our 50, and trying to bring people in and make it. Like I said, I remember 1976. I was in Nyborough. It was the bicentennial. They had a big party. I can remember the party. I'm hoping what we do, that those kids that are 8 years old will remember it was the 250th birthday of the country because of what we did. So, yeah. Kind of put us on the map.
Yeah. What do you, as far as the community reaction, what do you guys want people to really take away from this event this year?
I think the celebration of the United States, we've come a long ways. Norfolk has come a long ways, but the United States has come a long ways. Maybe not everybody's agreeing with everybody right now, but on July 4th, I hope everybody agrees with everybody and we celebrate it for the right reasons and bring everybody together and sit beside each other. Even if you and I don't agree on everything, we're going to sit beside each other and have that pomp and circumstance and,
I feel like it's a great
illuminations.
I mean, isn't that part of why it is what it is, because you're allowed to not agree with each other. That's why it's so cool that we made it 250, not agreeing.
Yep.
Yeah. Troy and I don't agree with everything that week.
Just that week?
Just that week.
All year long.
I just got to get him a Snickers and I'm good.
There's another Snickers.
You just grab a Snickers and a barley pop and you're good to go.
Yep.
Score. Some of the first years, somebody brought me a Snickers. I'm like, what's this for? And they looked at me. I got the look. I go, okay, I get it.
Yeah, I hope
calm down.
I hope people walk away this year and just go, they will not see a show like this again. I don't care where you go.
Anywhere.
You got to go to New York City. And from what I understand, that mayor is shut down 4th of July. So
You're probably not wrong.
So this show will be pretty much, you'd have to travel pretty far to find a show this big.
Well, Mom did text me that those two they watched a DC show and a Norfolk show in the same year, and Norfolk's was better.
Sure.
I think you're probably right. We, when we were with Grucci's, we never had the chance to pick out the music. They gave us a music score and put the fireworks to it. We don't do it that way anymore. We get to pick out our own music. You know what New York likes? I don't like. That's a different culture. It's a different area of the country. So our ability to pick out the music. And then there's been a number of times we go over to Yarmouth, Iowa. It's not that far away. It's over by Burlington, Iowa, but that's where J&M is. We'll road trip or fly over there and sit down with Mark, the guy that does it all, and give him some ideas of what we want in our show.
Actual product and everything.
Yeah, products, effects, things of this nature. So we're very, very heavily involved in the music and the layout and the choreographing of the show. That's what's fun too, is because we know what we like. Hopefully you like it. Right. But that's the fun part of it, is being such a finger in a lot of those decisions that are made for the show itself.
That's all done ahead of time as far as putting all the fireworks together for the show. It's all choreographed and done, and then then it's all, you said, wirelessly now.
Some of it.
Yeah.
Some of it.
Yeah. The music track is over to J&M. We had a separate committee that we call a preference committee, so which is made up of a few of the boom committees of what we want in the show. So we make notes of that, and then I'll call Mark and say we want A, B, and C, 1, 2, and 3, and put it in these parts of the show. And what else do you have? And decide those kind of things. And then it's all labeled. So when you come out and help do a show, we set up all the racks. They tell us, hey, you need this many racks, this size, this size, this size. But every shell is labeled. It literally has a label, and it has to be plugged into an FM,
A cue.
a cue. And I don't know. I haven't seen there's not a report done yet, but in the past, it's 800 cues. So 800 times I have a beep going on the computer of something leaving the ground. 800 times. Now that could launch one, and it could launch 500 shells at a time. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
So this year you're probably gonna have 2,000 of those going on.
It's going to be a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, in the past I have two. It's kind of cool if you ever get a chance to do a behind the scenes tour, do it, because this is really, really a professional thing. We have Nick Pierce comes in. He actually lives over in Gretna. In Gretna, but Nick Pierce is our sound reinforcement guy. So in his past life, he was the sound engineer for Mannheim Steamroller.
Okay.
So 1 year he might be in China, the next year he might be in Tokyo, but on the 4th of July, he's in Norfolk, Nebraska, doing all of our sound reinforcement. His equipment, everything is generated from the command center on that south side, as far as the firing systems, as far as all of the sound, which most people don't know. We have 1,800 feet of
Fiber
optics and a 6-pair phone line that is buried from the south side down the lake to the west, underneath the lake, over to the main shelter that feeds that sound over to the radio stations. And then from there, we have another fiber optics all the way down to the main stage where NCN puts their truck. And all of that is all hooked together, all produced out of that command center on the south side. Wow. So in that trailer, it's pretty full, especially at showtime, because all the people that are in there, and there's monitors in front of us and firing systems in front of us. And, we got the worst. Troy has a good view of the show. Yeah. But if you're over on the firing side, on our shoot team, you got the worst show in the house. Right. Because you don't. I'll kind of probably rip you a new one if you're looking up all night, because you're supposed to be looking at those shells and the racks to make sure that everything is firing safe when it's supposed to be firing and so on. But it's a rush to be over on that side. It's just the worst spot in the house to watch a show from. But
what is the protocol if something does happen? Like, can you get it to stop to be able to fix the show? Is it?
I have a number of options on the firing system. I can let the music continue to play, which we did one year. We had a blowout. We left the music play, but we stopped the firing on it, and then we'll go down there and pull so many cables off or unplug a couple of FMs and then fire it back up, or I can stop the whole entire show and wait for something to happen. So I have numerous different ideas, or not ideas, but options to stop the show, stop the music, stop the firing. But in our world, if something goes wrong out in the field, it is, and we all have radios on. We all have headsets and earpieces in, so we're talking. It's unreal how much radio talk there is during a show.
I'm sure there is.
It's it never shuts up because we're talking to each other all the time. But if something goes wrong, it is stop the show, stop the show, stop the show. Well, why you asked say it 3 times? Well, you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you. If you said stop the show and somebody else is talking over you, or you didn't hear it right, I would say, well, what was that? Well, it might be too late now. So it's stop show, stop show, stop show. And I'm holding what we call the pickle, the dead man. And so if I hear stop show, I just let it go right away.
Right.
So that stops anything firing. But now my system, the music keeps going. So I have to decide if I want to stop the music. Now, if the music is playing, or if I stop the music, and I want to go back to firing that. And I tell one of the guys down there, I says, hey, you need to go fix this, pull that, whatever it might be. Okay, we're ready to fire back up. As soon as I pull the trigger back, the music goes back because it's time coded. It goes back, the music can start over, and the firing system matches up to that. Well, most people don't know there's time code to every song and every video ever produced. So that time code matches that back up, so we can be synced exactly back up to the choreographing of the music.
Oh, you guys have that's
right away.
Great technology.
And it did happen one year. We brought in lasers one year, and the guy behind me, he said, "No, I'm going to feed you time code." And I said, "You don't understand. You're in my trailer. I'm feeding you time code." And his show didn't start right away because it was the pre-show. And at about 3 seconds, a test match goes off. And then 5 seconds later, another test match goes off, and we're communicating. And we have to have that test match while the intro's going. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Skyview Lake. Those are when the test matches are going, and we're talking and saying, yep, test match 1 went, test match 2 went. Okay, it's talking to each other, everything's synced. Well, the guy behind me hollers, I got nothing, as soon as I hit play. Well, we never even lost a test match. Now, I turned around and told him a couple of choice words. You're not going to have anything. You have 15 seconds of dead time.
Right.
If you'd have paid attention during the meeting, you'd know that. We had to shut the systems down and fire them back up. So I hauled Terry Zweebles outside. I says, get in here, fire this one back up. I'm going to fire this one back up. So now we have dead airtime on the radio.
Right.
Not good.
Not good at all. Yeah.
So somebody on the other side is saying, say something, And so we filled the dead airtime. It took us about 2 minutes to fire that up. But it's a live show. Expect something to go wrong.
Right.
We had a year that some of the pre-show didn't go off. Mm-hmm. It does happen. Try and figure it out as quick as you can.
Yeah.
You got 100,000 people watching.
You guys are definitely on a bigger
Give them
scale.
something to watch.
We do our live shows, and I'm always worried about just one little thing, and it's nothing compared to what you guys are doing. Yep. So I get it. Yeah, it's live is definitely different than pre-recorded.
It is. And expect something to go wrong. Expect the worst and hope for the best.
It's usually what I try to do. I always worst case scenario, and then try to plan for it.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's if you do everything right going into a show, and I don't care if it's setting up the north side, the south side, doesn't matter. When we get everything all said and done, we do a complete continuity test. So we go through every single shell, and we send an electric current out to the shell, and it comes back and tells us it's not enough to set the shell off, but it could if there's a short. So every single shell is tested to make sure it's going, because we pride ourselves on having 100% shoot.
Right.
And so do everything that you can to prevent everything from happening, and have the protocol in place, and having everything that if Troy doesn't see something right, because he's one of our spotters on the other side, if he's got fallout coming in a spot that he doesn't want it, he's communicating that to us, and we can do some adjusting on our end of it, and shut certain shells off with keeping the rest of the show going. Those are all the options that I have. If the Sixers aren't going right, I can shut those off but keep the same show going. And so you better know the firing system.
That's nice. That's nice functionality to have. I didn't realize there was that much.
Oh, it's pretty technical
to it. Yeah.
So I got to get somebody trained up on this so I can walk away one day.
You guys said you got a pretty good team, so got some young guys that can take over. Yeah. Is there anything else that we maybe missed that you guys want to get to on this?
I should have made a list. I didn't make a list. No, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. We covered quite a bit tonight, which is great. I appreciate you guys doing this.
Yeah.
What I hope is the general public comes out and really enjoys a great day, and is patient with everybody and shows a little love to all their neighbors, and supports our event. Come out and see this big flagpole dedication ceremony that we do, and honor those people that made it possible for us to do what we're doing on a daily basis, and we'll try and give everybody a great show. That's come out and support it and have fun. That's what it's all about. Summertime.
Probably tag or plug our best seats in the house tickets.
Well, I was going to say
Do
that
a
earlier.
raffle. There's 250 tickets, $20 a chance. Get you parking right behind the dam. Get you bounce house bracelets. Get you food vouchers and seats. Behind the scene tour. Test shot fired.
Get to do a test
So
shot.
it's for 8 people.
So
yeah, which is kind of unique because for insurance purposes, and J&M really doesn't allow people to be too close. Well, that command center, we have a plate glass window there, It ain't getting to us. So as long as we have those folks in that trailer and behind the plate grass, they're safe, and we let them do an actual test shot, because we do a test shot every hour on the hour.
Yeah.
Number one, is the equipment working right?
Right.
Yep. All right, great. And there's been times it didn't shoot. Found the spot. Found the problem.
Yep.
But that's kind of a fun part of it too. Is it's usually our higher donors or a winner of the best seats in the house get to get that experience. But the best time, if you'd like a back behind the scenes tour, let me know, because we love to show what we do.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's cool. Most people don't get to see that.
Is that something the general public can do, or is that
No.
Okay.
No.
No, it's just you got to know somebody.
Right. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, we would be bombarded with behind-the-scenes tours
That's what I
otherwise.
figured, yeah.
And it's an insurance thing. We have to have the company there of our licensed pyros to accompany anybody into the site anyway. But
Well, in matter of fact, this year, because normally we don't get too crazy, we used to put a snow fence up all the way around. Then we got to where we're just kind of putting basically a rope up. People will cross, and it says explosives. They just throw their bike over the rope, and here they come. And you're pedaling into dynamite
during a show,
during a show, even.
Oh, during the show?
Oh yeah.
that had happened.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So this year we're actually going to put up cattle panels, and if you come over this year, absolutely just
6.5 foot tall.
You deserve to get blown up,
panels are
so.
going up this year around that south side. So yeah, if you get through that,
yeah. There's just way too much over there this year. We got to keep people out. So if you can, and I know it's disruptive to the people that walk the lake, but you're going to have a little off-road adventure.
Well, it's only
off
for
the
what,
trail.
a week?
Yeah, a week.
Yeah.
A week. Build those legs. It's kind of a nice hill going up back. Up to the south there.
you're going to have to go around running.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You watch. You're going to hop the fence, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what people don't realize either is you guys have you have to mostly be licensed, right? All you have to be, like you said, licensed pyros.
ATF certified, and there's a training program through J&M. You can't come out and help us put pyro in tubes unless you go through the training.
Yep.
And so there's a training session there, and then that's all
More
through the
more
ATF.
commitment from the volunteers.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And then we go one step further. If you're on our shoot site over on the south side, you don't. I'm the only one that has to have a pyrotechnic license through the state to be on the permit. But what we've done on the boom committee from forever is if you are on our shoot site, you also are going to go and get your shoot
on the
team.
shoot team.
You're also going to go and get for the show itself, you're going to go get your state pyrotechnic license also. It's just one more level of knowledge and respect and stuff like that for what we're doing.
Right.
It kind of helps, what do you want to call it, vet those that are helping us do it.
Yeah.
If you're serious about it, go get your license. So we do require that. It's not a law that we have to, but it's an internal thing.
So there's
That's a good
probably
thing to
at
do.
least a dozen of us that are licensed. So
That's good.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We don't want just anybody in there. Better know what you're doing.
Right.
Isn't that Nebraska's motto? It's not
Yeah,
for
it's
everyone.
not for
It's not for everyone.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Perfect.
The good life. It's not
Yeah.
for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys came on. I hope we got everything out that you guys wanted to get out.
Yeah. Well, and thanks for coming to Burger King. We're kind of showing off the new.
This was a lot of fun. We've been doing
remodeled
these
store, yeah.
these around the city shows, and it's been a lot of fun. It's a lot of equipment to lug around.
Yeah. You guys did a lot of work setting this up.
That looks very professional.
It is.
Well, thanks. It's not.
What
but
time are we here tomorrow?
Whenever.
No, this is great. I'm glad you guys did it because this just helps get the word out a little bit and, kind of explain where the parking situations are this year and what the event itself is going to look like. And this is 2 years, at least 2 years, 2+ years in the planning. It didn't just happen a month or two ago.
Yeah. The
So,
Freedom Fest group itself is more than just Big Bang Boom. It's Visitors Bureau. It's the City of Norfolk. It's PD. It's Parks and Rec for the city. We've got a big group. There's even some outside people that aren't on our original group that got involved and
for this planning.
for this planning of this. So to come up with. So it's like I said, it's been incredible, and there's always a lot of motivation. One, fireworks, and we're celebrating our freedom in our country. So
Right.
it's easy to get people, I think, involved. And
Is there any sponsors you guys want to mention right now, or do you guys have some that you want to talk about, or do you just want to leave that for the day of?
Probably the day of because we'll miss somebody
miss
or say,
somebody.
well, why
Okay.
didn't you mention us?
Yep.
It's just,
the only one, like I said, is the Visitors Bureau went over and above this
Way
year.
over and above.
Way over and above. without them, I mean, we don't have Sammy Kershaw.
Right.
You know,
Literally,
so
yeah.
that's those guys over on top, and so super stoked that they were able to help us this year.
But there is a lot of the sponsors, like Troy said earlier, that have literally doubled what they've done, and they've done significant amounts. So that's what got us where
Well,
we
let's
are.
just say we in the past have had maybe one $10,000 sponsor. We have multiple this year.
That's great.
$10,000
That's great to hear.
So, yeah,
Without too much arm pulling.
right. No, I mean, send out our normal
Donation
donation
letters.
letter, and the checks just come in. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, the trust that we have from the community that we're going to do a good job. I think that's what I feel when those checks start rolling in.
Don't screw this up, Troy.
Exactly.
Well, before we kind of wrap up, I do want to mention we have our charity event April 25th at the District Event Center. Swearing is Caring is what it's called, from 4 to 8 p.m. If you guys can make it out, that'd be great. We do have a bunch of sponsors, Troy being one of them, with Burger King here, has helped us out to put together a great event. Last year, we were able to give $1,000 to Smile Inc. and $1,000 to the Norfolk Senior Citizen Center. So Vance and I are pretty proud of that. And just enjoy, just come down, say a few F-bombs, have a little fun with us.
Throw a little money in the swear jar.
Throw some money in the
There
swear
you
jar for a
So
good
I
cause.
swear it cost me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going broke.
So if you guys could come down and see that, that'd be great. Other than that, is there anything else you guys got?
No, you guys did a great job of helping us cover it all.
Yeah, this is
and,
awesome.
Appreciate the opportunity and looking forward to
Hopefully, we get lots
great
of
year.
shares.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Thanks for
we'll,
coming
we'll,
on.
We'll
Yeah.
share it out and we'll have a good time.
Thanks for letting us come here,
guys.
Troy.
Yeah,
That's
thank
awesome.
you. Now I get to feed you.
There you go.
Perfect.
Well, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Hell, that was painless.
Almost.